Hi Chakits, I have been following you and watching your YouTube channel for years.
I have decided to finally relocate to Las Vegas and want to start a new chapter in my life. I know you're the perfect realtor to help guide me to find my next dream home. I am looking for a modern kitchen, large backyard with a pool and a golf course community.
My name is Chakits Krulsawat with Simply Vegas, a licensed real estate agent out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I help buyers like this all the time, so if you're looking for a licensed professional, give us a call at 702-319-1092 or visit lvhomeexperts.com. Buying a home starts here. Hey, what's up everybody? Did you know that 96,000 people move to Las Vegas every single year? The question is why? Well, due to the Fed's interest rate hikes have increased the cost of living for many Americans across the country. Americans are now looking to relocate to Las Vegas because of no state income tax, low unemployment, low cost of living, and affordability for housing. We're also the entertainment capital of the world. So if you are thinking about relocating to Las Vegas, we would like to offer you a free Southern Nevada market report and a relocation guide. All you have to do is click on that link below to claim yours today. Is your credit score holding you back from purchasing a home? GC Credit Coaches is a repair company that's made easy. Their goal is to challenge and remove all negative errors that hurt your credit score. On average, GC clients see about 10.2 negative items removed over 4 months. Start improving your credit score today with a simple 2-minute online enrollment for a free consultation and a complete credit audit. GC Credit Coaches offers competitive monthly pricing, no contracts, no hidden fees, and the service stops once you are satisfied. GC Credit Coaches removes inquiries, collections, charge-off bankruptcies, and repossessions. Don't forget to visit gccreditcoaches.com.
Attention contractors, remodelers, and homeowners. Is your renovation becoming a pain in the glass? Here at Glass Vegas, we take care of all of your glass needs, from a broken window to custom shower doors, mirrors, wine enclosures, storefronts, railings, and much more. We can even help you with new or replacement thermally broken windows. We're a full-service, woman-owned glass company that provides unparalleled workmanship, excellent communication, and great customer service. Glass Vegas, we do glass with class.
And projects backed by our 20 years of experience. Whether it's a closet, pantry, garage storage, floor coatings, entertainment center, laundry room, home office, custom bookcases, and window coverings, Closets Las Vegas will give you the look and feel you want in your home. Please contact me, Pat, for your free consultation, and don't forget to ask about 0% financing for 18 months. I look forward to working with you.
You know we're live right now, right?
Are we?
Yeah, we are live. That's how we do it. So this is a one-man show. All right, welcome everybody to the LV Home Experts podcast. If this is your first time tuning in, my name is Chakits Krulsawat, licensed real estate agent out here. This is where we talk about real estate and finance. And today we have a very special guest, Jennifer Littlefield, right?
Yes.
Littlefield.
So Littlefield.
With Simply Vegas.
Yes.
How are things going?
Good.
Good. Oh, you know what? Let me change this camera angle just a little bit. Let's get you more in here. You know what I'm saying? Bam. How's that? Oh no, wrong way.
That's good.
That's good. That's good. Oh, all right. What's cracking? Oh, you know what? Look at it. It's still a little bit off. Maybe I can go the other way a little bit. Maybe towards me.
Yeah.
Right there. And let me just double check. Hold on, guys. This is how we do this. Free flow. All right. How's everything going?
Good. Thanks for having me back.
Haven't seen you for a while.
Yes, last year.
I think the last time I seen you was at your house.
Yeah, you were trying to sell the house next to my house.
Did that house ever sell?
It did. We have new neighbors.
Are they cool?
Very.
How much did it end up selling for?
I don't know.
Was it more than the asking price?
Yes. Oh, no. They had to drop.
Oh,
They
did
dropped
they
a
really?
few times.
Was it price high?
Initially, I thought it was high.
Got it. So what's new?
Not much. Been busy. Have you been busy?
Oh yeah, you know, same old, same old. I'm doing
You're
the same
always
thing.
busy.
Yeah, I mean, there's always something to do if you're working in your business or on your business,
Yeah.
one or the other. But anything new going around Las Vegas that you may want to share? They building anything out here? What are they doing?
The Sphere's been popular. I haven't been though. Have you?
No, I don't have no desire to go
You
right
have
now.
no desire. I do have desire.
I just don't want to. I don't want to get into the crowd right now.
But that's exactly why I haven't.
Yeah.
I do. I am curious to see it, but I just don't want to get in the crowd.
I
yet.
have to like prepare myself mentally. So like I had a buddy of mine. He sent me a text that he's like, "What are you doing Saturday?" I was like, "Nothing." I was lying. I always said working. And he's like, "Yo, let's go to this Trump rally." And I was thinking about it, and after I was like, I don't know if I want to get into the mix. It's too much work.
A Trump rally?
Yeah, Trump rally. So I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm just gonna go to work.
Yeah.
So he was like, you know, I'm gonna just shoot some YouTube videos and I'll send it your way. So I was like, all right, it is what it is.
Cool. Yeah.
Home sales have gone up pretty dramatically. Can't believe what's going on.
Yeah.
Interest rates now, I was just looking, according to Zillow, 6.51%.
6.5.
And I mean, talk of the town, they're always talking about, you know, 2024. Feds are going to drop interest rates. You know, people now are like getting more excited. And I think the market is going to be hot again.
I think it's going to be very hot. Other agents I've spoken to expect this to be an incredible year as well. I know we said that last year, but this year too. I'm busy. I told you earlier, I'm busiest pretty much since my career. It's just calls, a lot of foreign investors looking to invest, move up buyers that have been waiting for a year now that want to get in the market, buy something, are also interested, and then just relocation.
Is that mostly who you are working with or foreign investors? Because every time I talk to your mom, she always says that you're working with an investor.
So I don't know how it got to that way, just
Yeah.
by referral. All my kind of clients are referrals. And so lately it's in foreign investors. So they either have money overseas, you know, or they are looking to purchase here and for rental income.
Okay. Are they actually cash flowing on these properties?
They are cash flowing because they're actually cash buyers.
Okay. And what kind of returns are they looking for, or does that even matter?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, really?
Interesting. Yeah. Interesting.
So it almost seems like they're just looking to reposition their money into some sort of hard asset, tangible.
Exactly. That's exactly what they're doing. They're looking to shift money. And that's not the first I've heard. You know, the economy, like, I don't know if you've heard, but they're saying China, you know, economy is not doing well. So they're also repositioning money into the U.S. and Vegas with all that we're hearing, the growth here, people moving here every year. I watched you saying like 90-something thousand people, you know.
Which is kind of crazy to me.
It is. If you like really break down those numbers, when you brought it up and just put it out there, I was just kind of like, that's true, you know, with all the people that are relocating here every year and with all the entertainment, you know, that's going on with football. And so with all that popularity, all that developments that are growing the city, that's where everyone wants to be.
Now, are your investors that you're working with, are they buying in particular neighborhoods? Are they strategically buying, or they're just buying whatever's?
I mean, they kind of look at me for a little bit of guidance, but I don't think there's truly any strategic. It's more like just make sure you buy something that can get them the income, that some type of cash flow income.
Yeah.
And then have low involvement. So wouldn't be something that they would have to be worried about heavy maintenance or repairs. So ideally what I put them initially in were homes that were like fairly new. But before the year end, just last year, I sold 6 in December with new home build because they were slashing prices, giving a lot of incentives to get rid of those inventory. So they actually purchased new home builds too.
Would you say new home builds right now is better than resale if you're a buyer?
It's very attractive because the new home builders are able to offer a very favorable interest rate. So those rates are, what buyers are looking into. Like I'll always kind of randomly have a text from one buyer or another say, hey, Lennar's offering 2.9%. Is this true?
You know what? You're absolutely right. Because I was, I think it was on another podcast, or maybe it was like an episode I was talking about where, new home builds, they're giving out like some crazy incentives. Like right now, there's one builder that they had bought a bulk of money, right? And basically what it is if you're a first-time home buyer, you can come in 0% down. And this is how they do it. And they lock you in like at 5% interest rate, right? So let's just say it's like an FHA loan. Technically, that's what it is. That 3.5%, they actually take that money and they do like a second loan. So let's just say you're buying a home that is at, keep it simple, $300,000. So your down payment is $3,500. So you have to qualify for the $100,000, right? So now that you're qualified, you buy the home, but then they put on a second lien like it's a second loan. The rates are going to be a little bit higher on that, but then you'll keep paying that until you pay off the $3,500. Then now you just have your standard regular mortgage.
Interesting.
And it's just only one builder that's doing that right now. Now, if you guys want to know exactly who that builder is, give me a call and I will let you know. See, that's how you capture the lead. You know what I mean?
I'm going to call you next.
But yeah, it's just like crazy incentives. Like I've seen like builders give a $30,000, $40,000. And the other thing is that when we look at a home at $450,000, right? Because that's the median price right now across the board. At 6.51%, let's just say, your monthly payment is at a certain monthly payment. Let's just say it's like $3,500. But then if you go to like a new homes, right? They're giving you the incentives where you can buy down, let's just say up to $30,000, to bring you down to about 5%, and you're locked in at 5%. Now you can actually purchase a brand new home for a little bit more money, right? So now that home could be at $550, but now you're approved for $550 because of the interest rate. And that's what the incentive is. And I think that's the reason why a lot of buyers are more attractive to like new home sales. And believe it or not, a report just came out, and this actually just talks about experts see lower interest rates, higher new home sales in 2023. And this report really talks about, looks like Andrew Smith, the president of the Las Vegas-based home builders, they were looking at the numbers in December, and it looks like new home sales have gone up past 800 new home sales. And that has to do with the, the spike, well, actually not the spike, but the decrease of the interest rates that are coming. And you're having more and more people more interested in, buying a home now at this point. But what's crazy is I just can't believe how much home prices have gone up, because I remember 15, 20 years ago, you could buy a 1,800 square foot home for like $150,000. Now it's at $450,000. And at $450,000, some of these builders, I look at the product and I'm like, dude, I don't think this is worth it. You know what I mean? Like as far as like material wise, but the problem is that you have to get used to the new pricing. And I fall victim to this as well. So let me give you an example. When you go on a listing appointment, the seller wants more than what the property's worth, right? Because it's their property, it's the pride and joy. They think it has all the bells and whistles. Then when I go sell my property, my personal stuff, I'm the same way. And that's just how it is.
Yeah.
Right? But let's talk about some of these real estate transactions that you're into. Have you had any trouble with some of these sales?
I've had some interesting scenarios. Like right now, today alone, one of my buyers purchasing home that showed evidence of Kitech plumbing.
Okay.
So they're really concerned because how do they check, and verify that in fact this was repiped? Home inspection showed that there is potential findings that yes, this part of it repiped, but of course, if you want to verify if it was fully done, you'd have to kind of look further. So my client was definitely concerned. I went onto the building department's website, was able to discover that they did, a plumbing company did pull a permit back in 2012 to have it repiped. I called a couple local plumbers just to see, evaluation, what would that cost look like? And then also verified directly with the building department was in fact, did this permit that was pulled, was there an inspection done, was it closed? And so they did confirm that it was closed, and that they verified that the work was complete. So I gave that information, relayed that to my buyers a couple hours ago. So they feel,
so I mean, you really did your due diligence, Spirit.
I did my due diligence.
So was this up in over here in Anthem area?
No, it's
Del Webb? Where was it? What are you laughing at?
It's the way you're asking me, like you're interrogating now. No, it was actually
Where the fuck is this high-tech plumbing bullshit at?
Spring Valley, Summerlin area.
Explain to the audience what high-tech plumbing is.
You explain.
Okay, I will explain it. So back in the day, depending on the builder, some of these builders would go through a third-party company because obviously they hire all these trades. And there was a company out of Canada that was manufacturing the fixtures for the plumbing. And the problem with the plumbing is that the water here is so harsh, it would actually corrode the fixtures. You would spring leaks. So there was this class action lawsuit around the valley. So if your property had high-tech plumbing, you can file for this class action lawsuit. And at that point, you were able to pull out some money to hire a plumber to come and actually cut out all the walls, right, and replace the fixtures. And they would patch it up, fix it back up. But what happened was there were some clients would actually take the money, not hire a plumber, and then sell the home. So that's why it's very important that you do a home inspection to the home to see if it has Kitech. So matter of fact, talking about Kitech plumbing, we are under contract. I just got a home inspection report too, and the Kitech plumbing has been fixed. So we're good to go. All right. That's the reason why I brought it up, because I was like, did you buy age restricted up here? And typically you'll have that with like all the Del Webb properties and the Pulte homes up here in the Anthem area. So that's the only reason why I was interrogating you.
It's been interesting because the last time I had this other issue, a home inspection showed the Kitech plumbing. Yeah. We asked, obviously SRPD disclosure did not show anything. Double checked with the seller again. Yeah. No homes in sound condition, no issues. I did some digging on my own. I ended up finding out that there were over $80,000 in flood water damage claims on that property within the time period that seller sold the house.
Oh, wow. Well, wouldn't that pull up on the insurance claim?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
So did you just...
cancel escrow? Yes.
Oh, you did? You didn't move forward?
No.
You didn't ask for a discount? Yeah. Have you ever ran into like construction defect problems?
I have a few years back. I don't know if you know the Allerton C2 loft in Summerlin. Most of all those homes under a construction defect.
Yeah, there was a couple construction defects properties that we ended up purchasing, and some people are like, "Why would you purchase a property that has construction defect?" And a lot of homeowners are not aware of this, and this is what I found out. Okay. You may have one homeowner that had a problem with the builder. Now they hire an attorney. So the attorney is like, okay, let me do a home inspection. We're going to get our own home inspectors and then we're going to inspect it. They pick that home apart. Next thing you know it, the attorney's like, okay, you've got problems with your home. So it's kind of like fear mongering. And also the owner of the property is upset because maybe some things are broken, which is totally understandable. And it could be that home, right? Next thing you know it, the attorney is like, hey, let's create a lawsuit. We're going to send out a letter to all the neighbors. Hey, there could be something wrong with your home. However, what we're going to do is provide you a free home inspection. If something comes up, okay, we're going to litigate. If we get some money, you're going to get the money. So the first thing you think as a homeowner, shit, I might as well just do this. And if I get money, I get money too, right? So let's do it. Mm-hmm. And then when you decide to sell it, now what happens is it's attached to your property. So we go out, we look at the home, we pull the prelims, we find out, hey, there's a construction defect. We reach on out to the attorney, and I find out what's going on. Come to find out, there's really nothing wrong with the property that we're buying because we did a full inspection to it, and there's nothing wrong with it, but now it's attached to the lawsuit. Mm-hmm. And when you start to do that, then you run into some problems because now the next potential buyer may be afraid and may not move forward with the deal. So I've ran across issues like that before.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, under disclosures, anytime you see construction defect, that's like a red flag, you know, and they may not even understand the magnitude or how it may not even be an issue, like you said.
Yeah.
But just having that deters them away.
Crazy. Let's see here. What else can we talk about? Because I have no clue what I want to talk about. Let me adjust this so I can see your face. Here we go. Make it a little bit better.
Thank you.
So you're doing a bunch of deals now, huh? That's crazy.
Not a bunch. Not nearly as...
I mean, you're doing a lot. And you're solo, right?
Yes.
How are you able to maintain all that with your clients and provide the service?
I don't know. I work hard. I mean, like, I think like all of us, like you said,
Yeah.
like we're on the field a lot, but I'm always on the phone. Like you said, today I was on call with the building department at night. That's when I'm doing all my follow-ups. You know,
Okay.
I wake up early. So like you were telling me, I was asking you, like, how do you maintain the way you look, you know, your well-being, health, but you have habits. And so I think it's
I don't use soap.
don't use soap. That's the secret.
That's the inside joke there, guys.
He said no salt. I heard no soap. I'm like, tonight I'm dumping all my soap because that's how I'm going to look fit. And so I stopped using soap.
Don't use soap. You will look fit. Summerlin's popping off pretty crazy, right?
Okay, so Ascension, I was there to do like previewing.
Did they break ground?
Yeah, they broke ground.
Also,
right?
they did break ground because the last time I drove there, it was only like 3 houses that they were just putting up.
Well, like, yeah, no, I walked through 2 that were being built.
Okay.
The wait list is like 3 months out, and there's
Yeah.
like serious interest, you know, ready to go. And so it's just incredible to me, like the price that it's going
Yeah,
for.
who's buying homes over like $2 million up there? This
That's
is like,
what I want to know.
and I think it was a Pulte product, right? Or is it
There's Toll Brothers and Pulte.
Which is kind of crazy because I seen the was it the 3 that was Pulte that had already built? Because I don't think Toll Brothers had built anything yet, did they?
I walked through there.
Oh, you did? So it's Toll Brothers then. Mm-hmm. That is just crazy to me.
It's insane. I mean,
Yeah.
they're gonna be 2 million, right? Plus,
That's like starting. That's not even including the lot.
one of the lots I think sold like a couple 100,000 just alone.
Mm-hmm. Are they still doing that bidding war up there?
Well, right, they're not releasing lots, you know, and then the secret is if once they release, you have to take it because
Yeah.
if you decline, you probably go to the back of the list.
Yeah, that's what sucks. And you may not even like the lot you
might
like
not even
either.
like-
That's the only thing. It's like if the market goes up in the next like 5 years and you bought right now, right, with the builders at the first phase, you're probably gonna make a lot of money. Mm-hmm. Because that's the same thing that happened at Mesa Ridge.
Yep.
I remember these things were going for like 1.2.
And they're all talking about that. And I think that because it's so known that that's what happened with
Yeah.
Mesa Ridge, that everyone is jumping on Ascension because they believe that if you get in early enough, you're just going to see that equity, you know?
Damn. Talking about hype, right? Oh my gosh. Do you think it's actually worth it?
It's worth it if someone's willing to pay for it, right? It's funny. Like
Hey,
when I go
that's
to,
a good answer.
Yeah, when I go to listing appointments, it's funny. I always say like, you want to list it for that price? Okay. You know, we always have a strategy like, is it realistic, unrealistic? I'm like, well, you know, the reality is you just need that one buyer that's willing to pay what you want it for it.
That's true. It's just like an appraisal. If you look at the definition of an appraisal, it's just based upon one's opinion. And the value of a property is based upon what one's willing to pay for it. Because I remember like when I bought my first home, and I still live in that home today, it was actually a bank-owned property. And it was for $185. But I wanted the home. I gave them like $195. Like, I didn't care.
Yeah. And so like those lot premiums are like, they haven't even disclosed or share what that will be like, you know?
Yeah, just get approved and we'll call you.
Yeah, exactly. Get approved. We'll call you. They'll put a number on it. Is it worth it or not? And they look at the view. And if you get that strip view unobstructed, like, okay, they set the number and you agree to it. And it's like, you just pretty much agreed to a price just because you're willing to pay for that view.
Yeah. Do you know how many homes they're building up there?
No, I don't know exactly.
But I mean, every time I drive up there, they're always like constantly grading. I haven't been up there probably like maybe like 30 days, but I gotta go check it out. Because the models ain't done yet, are they?
No. Well, not when I went, which was last month.
Okay, yeah, I don't think they're done yet. Because I definitely will do a full video home tour on that.
Yeah, you
Because
definitely should.
they really do some nice homes though, Toll Brothers. That's the only thing about Toll Brothers that I don't like is a lot of stuff that you do see in there. They don't offer that stuff at the design studio. And they're actually done by third-party companies. So it's the designers are not from Toll Brothers. And a lot of people are like, oh, you know, I like this home. I look what it has. I want to get exactly how it looks. Like, you ain't going to get that. And not only that, if you're financing, this thing ain't going to appraise. Like, you would never be able to get that home.
I mean, that's how I always honestly prepare. Like, when any buyers go through Toll Brothers, it's like what you see is significantly different, you know, than what is on paper that you're seeing in terms of price point. Because the upgrades that they put in there is completely different.
What's the percentage that I should probably factor in with all the upgrades and stuff like that? Like, what's a good dollar
Typically,
amount?
they said 20%, right?
Yeah, I would say 20% for like homes that are, you know, around the 450 to like 700. But then when you start getting into like the million, like it gets pretty pricey. Your money goes just like that. I remember we did this one Toll Brother build just for the low voltage alone was $25,000. I was like, damn, this is a lot of money. And we did another one with Blue Hair, and that shit was like $85,000. I was like, yo, this is getting out of control. But hey, ain't my money. I'll just tell you how to spec it so we can go make some money.
Nice.
But yeah, 20%. But for something like that, I keep it around like 35%. But the problem is that it's the land. And the land up there is pretty pricey because the last one we did with Mesa Ridge, dude, the way that they were selling their product was, let's say if the land was $500,000 for a piece of dirt, and this thing's like less than 1,300 square feet, right? They wanted us to bid and say, how much are you willing to pay against the other person? And I hope that's not the case here. What's going on?
I haven't heard that yet, but definitely I don't like that type of market. I don't like it when you have to bid. So like right now, for me, like seeing the new builders, they're taking their time releasing it, obviously, because they know they want to build the interest list. They can change the price at any given time, right? But when it comes to when they're asking buyers to bid, now that gets out of control.
Yeah, and do you think they only release it and slowly do that so that way they can build that, that fear? The anxiety, like, oh, I better get this before I miss out.
The FOMO?
Yeah,
for sure.
I mean, these guys are strategically building. Like, I've noticed, like, some, builders where they will do the spec. Like, Century Homes is doing it now. Who else is doing it? I see Pulte doing it, some of their communities. D.R. Horton does this. Lennar does this. So now these guys are actually starting leaning towards this direction where they'll just build out the home and spec out the home based upon what the average consumer will put in their home, based upon current trends. And I noticed what they'll do is about like 90 days before completion, then they will sell it, right, with the list. This is what you get. And at that point, they just force the price to go up and they get people on a waiting list. And as the months go by, they just keep increasing the price, and it allows the builder to keep a pulse on the market and really gauge, hey, let's increase it. Oh, if you don't buy it, somebody else will. And I think it's just like a game.
It is. I mean, like, so my investor, we timed it where either they get in early enough that as it's waiting for construction, their equity is being built, right? Because builders will increase the price every time homes are being sold. And then otherwise, I'll have them come in towards the end of the community being completed, because that's when the builders are trying to get rid of their inventory and willing to take off price. So my investor comes in and is purchasing it 30, 40,000 less than what my other buyers were buying it for as their actual home that they were waiting to, selected the lot and just, took their time waiting for it to be built. He just comes in towards the end when the builder's already spec'd everything out and is the 90 days towards delivery.
Well, the only downfall is that you don't get to pick anything.
They're investing,
Yeah.
right? He's investing. And
Yeah,
so
I
he
mean,
does,
if you're an investor, it doesn't really matter.
it doesn't matter because it's going to be rented anyway.
Yeah.
So he really doesn't care what it's being spec'd.
So how many your investors? How many homes have they bought already?
One investor bought 12 in the last.
Damn, you getting paid, girl. 12 homes? Oh my gosh, 12 homes. That's another Rolex watch.
One day I'll get one.
Well, I know you can get one. Your husband's a pilot.
And
He doesn't have a watch. I know he's got a watch.
he's got a watch, but doesn't mean. What does that have to do with me getting a Rolex?
Doesn't pilots get paid really good money?
They can if they work.
I'm sure he works. And I'm sure you make a good living too. I mean, you need to go get yourself one.
Yeah.
So the
It's
next
difficult to get. It's like, wait, you need to be on the interest list and have a hookup. I follow you. I know
Yeah.
the drill. So it's not like I can just get one if I felt like it.
it's kind of like buying a home, so you better go get on the list.
Yeah, and then if they offer you one, no matter what color, I guess I just have to say yes if I really want one.
Yeah, I mean,
It's like the Hermes bag, right? If they offer you and you say no,
Yeah.
you're not going to be offered another one.
well, that's not true because here's the thing. AP, I have offers like three watches that I turned down. Rolex did offer me a bunch of watches, but like, nah, I don't like that. But I do have a relationship with them. It makes it a little bit easier, but you got like kind of like sweeten it up a little bit, right? And it's like,
Okay, tell me, how do you sweeten it?
okay,
up
so
a bit?
basically this is all I did. Very simple. You walk in, you have an interest in watches, and you have to have a real interest in watch, right? You get on the list. Then when you get on the list, you call like every, 3 weeks, every month. Hey, just checking in. And you just talk about watches. Then what you do is you contact my guy from Gift Lux. This is just a cheesy plug, right? You know Gift Lux, right? Dan. Have him deliver a gift, right? That's how you sweeten up the pot. You have them deliver a gift, and they're like, yo, this dude's cool. Then that's how you're going to get hooked up. It's about building relationships.
For
Just like
sure.
that investor. You know what I mean?
Well, okay, so what you were just saying,
Yeah.
I do that with builder agents.
That's a good idea.
So like you said, okay, so we're on the interest list.
Okay.
Every week or two, every Thursday, I make an effort to just check in with them.
Okay.
And then every now and then I'll drop in a gift. So when
What kind of gift? Oh, you
depends.
son of a bitch. Let me show you what she did. This freaking... She hustling. Look at this. She walked in with this and gave this to me.
ain't that the truth?
I know. Is this kind of gift you're giving right here?
It depends. This is a special gift.
This is dope though,
This
actually.
is personalized.
Oh, is it really? Mm-hmm. What kind of wine is this? Or is it wine?
It's wine.
What kind of wine is it?
Red wine.
Oh, red wine? I do like the bottle.
It's not for you to drink, it's for you to keep.
Well, I'm going to keep it. I don't drink anyway.
Oh,
I'm going to just keep this like this.
part of the soap diet?
Yeah. I'll get you a bar of soap. That's what I'll do. I'll get you and your husband one.
I mean, it's all about building relationships, right? And so if you want to be on the interest list and you want to get that call when that property or that, home is being released and you want to be at the top of the list, you got to have that relationship.
Well, how does that work now? Because I know with Toll Brothers, all their offers go directly to corporate. So how do you get your offer pushed up to the front? Or is it just you're building the relationship with that agent so that way that agent is helping you to push that deal? Is that what it is?
That's the hope.
Oh, I'm going to steal that. I'm going to start doing that from now on.
You definitely want to have a good relationship, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, relationships with the agents are great, and here's why. From, dealing with all these new home builders, I always just work with one particular agent at the same sales track. Reason why I do this is because, number one, you're building that relationship, but number two is you're constantly bringing them deals, and what happens is it makes them look good because they're closing more and more transactions.
But then it's all about you too. When they hear that Chakits is coming with a
Yeah.
buyer, they know it's going to be a legit deal,
Yeah.
right? And they know it's going to happen. And so they'll take you seriously, right? But then
Yeah.
I do have a blacklist in my notepad, in my phone.
Oh, really? Don't work with this one. He an asshole.
Exactly.
You know what's so crazy?
I'm sure you have one too.
Actually, no, I don't, because I kind of get sarcastic with it, because at the end of the day, I don't really care. It's not about me, it's about the client, right? Because I know how to push. Mm-hmm. So, and I'll push it to the edge, and I'm pretty good at that. But anyway, there's like one guy that I've been working with for some time, and his name is Billy with Lennar, and I send him all my deals, right? Because they do cross-selling. And the crazy thing about it is he knows every time I bring him a buyer, it's a solid buyer. But he already knows I'm going in and I'm negotiating the shit out of this thing. And he says it all the time, like, damn, I got to negotiate. It's going to be a hard deal. But he knows, look, I've been bringing you buyers left and right. He's always going to step up to bat for me regardless.
They do.
Yeah.
They do. I have to say, like, having that relationship, we're always going to have our clients' best interest, and obviously they work for the builder. But like you said, we're giving them business, and so that relationship is so important. But it makes all the difference. Like, you going to the same person takes a lot of the unnecessary time and stress on just figuring out, is this guy for real?
Yeah.
Right? So they know, like, you coming in, the deal's going to get done. It's just a matter of, will the numbers, can we get to the numbers that you want?
There was an article that I read, and it talked about like 49% of the agents only do 1 to 0 deals, right? And this was in 2023. And the article was talking about like how half of the industry is going to go out of business, right? Because of the interest rates. And can I ask you, in your career of 2023, how was that market for you?
For me, ever since I started in 2017, and every year I progressively have done better. And so 2023 obviously was my best year. Hoping 2024 will be even better.
Okay, so what's gonna happen in 1 year? Like, okay, I didn't make it.
There's concern with the NAR.
Yeah.
And we're already seeing some commissions being changed on, what they're giving buyer's agent, and whether or not seller feels like they even need us.
Okay, so let me ask you this: if you're doing a $30 million deal, do you think you should get 3% of $30 million? Do you think the service is worth it? I'm just asking you directly.
Yes, I think so.
Shit, I'm gonna say hell yeah for me. I want the money. I'm gonna roll out the red carpet. I'll do whatever I gotta do. Cut grass. You know what I mean?
Love that.
Like we're gonna sell this thing.
Yeah.
So I think my point is, look, it's worth it, but it depends what your agent is willing to offer you, right? You're only worth what you're willing to put out. So if you take, listing, let's just say you're getting 3% of 30 million, but you just throw on the MLS and that's it, then no, it's not worth it.
Have you turned down listings because the commission wasn't what you wanted?
Not necessarily. It depends on the situation, and here's what it is. If it's a past client, like, dude, I'm not gonna nickel and dime. I'm like, yo, I'm gonna hook you up, whatever. Okay, it's about building a relationship. Okay, so it's not about like gouging, right? Now, from my experience, what I've noticed, the ones that are trying to beat me up and say, let's do it for like 4%, and I always give like 3% anyway. That means I only make 1%. That already tells me that the transaction is gonna be hard. Not with the buyer. Not with the process, it's with the owner. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. That's just from my experience. It already sets the tone. So like those, it's kind of like I'm profiling at that point. If I'm like, okay, if you're going to give me a hard time, you're going to question my integrity, or you're going to question every move I make to get this thing sold, and nah, I'm probably not going to do it. Like, nah, I'm good.
So I asked that because there was a deal that we didn't go through with.
Which one was it?
It was a condo up here in Henderson. You had a buyer. After inspection, you canceled escrow on me.
Oh, I did?
You did.
Where was this at? Are you sure it was me?
Yes, it was you. So we canceled escrow after home inspection, and then...
What deal? I never did a deal with you.
Exactly, you canceled.
She's calling me out right now. We actually did a deal together? Or we were trying to? I don't even remember this. How long ago?
Yes, your offer is accepted. You had due diligence. You did home inspection. He does so many deals he doesn't remember. But anyway, so you canceled. Mm-hmm. I ended up selling that condo. It's a condo, 3-bedroom, 2 bath. record-breaking sale in that community. So I had a referral. Someone called the owner and said that they wanted me to list their...
Oh, I think that's the one over here on...
Yes, down the street.
Yeah, that's right. Now I remember that piece of shit. Nah, I'm just kidding.
That piece of shit so for $280.
It needs some soap. But no,
So
it wasn't me. It was my client that canceled out of the deal because you didn't want to negotiate a deal.
why when I can sell it?
Did I beat you up on price?
No, you didn't even ask. You just bolted.
Shut up.
You did. You didn't even ask for anything. You bolted.
Yeah, right.
Seriously.
I did?
Yeah.
How much was it?
I can't remember your offer, but I sold it. I still check, and so anyway, the unit above our unit, the owner called and asked me to list it for one.
Oh, wait. Is that the one that needed work?
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's why.
I mean, it's been renovated, but it needed repairs.
Okay. Stop
You
selling.
You didn't want to ask for any repair credit.
No. The reason why is because we found another one.
Yes.
Same one, 3 bedrooms. You didn't need anything. Didn't need to be done. It was just.
So you bolted.
You didn't bolt it. It just bounced.
Okay.
Like, all right, you can keep that. I'll let you deal with it.
That's exactly what happened. The call went exactly like that, but probably a little bit more nicer terms.
Yes. I probably let it ease. Like, I don't think this is going to work for us.
That's exactly the tone you gave me.
It wasn't me. My client didn't want it. It has nothing to do with me.
You probably steered the client.
Look, my job is to get the best deal as possible for my client. And that's what we did. Okay. Matter of fact, she was an investor. We did a 1031 exchange.
You don't need to explain to me.
I ain't. I'm just justifying to everyone else. 1031 exchange. We had to move the money very quickly. I only had less than 30 days. Okay. That property needed more work than it really was asking for the price. Because we would have bought it, but we wanted top dollar for the rent. Brand new kitchen. Paint. Okay. What else was wrong with it? Kitchen was tore up. You know it.
The kitchen was tore up.
Yeah, it was. But look, at the end of the day, it's this. I represented my client, pulled out of the deal. We got a better deal. At the end of the day,
I'm glad you pulled out because
yes.
I got a better deal too.
Well, that's my point. You still represented your client, and you suckered somebody else into that deal, but it wasn't me. It ain't me. Wrong agent.
We were aggressive, and
No, you guys were.
we were aggressive, but we got their praise sort of.
And I was really trying to push you hard, and I thought I could like swindle you, but that didn't work. No. But after looking at all the repairs and what needed to be done financially, it just didn't make sense for us. And it really came down to the time, because if we're going to put the money into it, and it's all about time, why not spend the $20,000 more or whatever it was and go buy the unit across the street that was already moving ready to go. And was like less headache. And that property is actually still rented out till this day.
That's good. It's a great location.
No, it is. It's like literally like what, on Richard and like Eastern.
Eastern.
Yeah. And Eastern is like highly congested.
Coffee,
yeah.
Has restaurants, stores, everything you need.
Yeah, you know what? Eastern is actually a very, very good location. Like if you live around that surrounding area, because you have the 215 and stuff like that. And you're just like literally minutes from Harry Reid International Strip is probably like less than like 10 minutes.
Yep.
Right? And every food ethnic group you can think of.
Seriously, every ethnic restaurant.
Yeah.
I'm down the street, up and down. Hospitals there as well.
Yeah.
You know,
St.
stores,
Rose.
everything you need.
And you live over there in the Coves, right? Let's talk about that real quick, because that's kind of like in the cut. It's like one of those things, like if you're from California, right? And you kind of want to be away from the mix, right? And you live in California, you're just kind of commuting back and forth. It's like basically like the first exit, boom.
Yeah.
You go to the house and you're probably like less than 15 minutes away from the airport as well. But that's too far for me.
It's too far?
It is. As far as work-wise, because I live centrally located, so that allows me to like commute to where I gotta go for work wise, because I'm always like on the go. But do you come to the office? I never see.
I go to SUMMERLIN. Do you have an office for me here?
Yeah, it's right here. You're sitting in it. So, wait, why do you go to the SUMMERLIN office? Here's closer.
I know. I can't get an office here.
Wait, so you have an office right now in SUMMERLIN?
Not really. I have a nook.
Oh, a nook. Is it a nook or a cubicle?
Whatever you guys call it. Things the same size.
Why, you trying to get an office here?
Yeah, I'd like an office here.
I can get you juiced in.
I bet you could. Plug that. No, my daughter goes to school near here, so it's literally 5 minutes. Like, it would be ideal for me to be work out at this office.
Okay, that means we got to kick somebody out then. We don't know who we're going to kick out, but as long as you're producing, that's all that matters. You can get an office.
Okay.
And you are producing.
Please grant me.
Okay. Boom. You got an office.
This is why I came on the pod today.
Yeah, look, we're just friends actually just having some fun. You said the pod?
Yeah. Do you watch Let's Go Pod? The Let's Go Pod?
No, I've never seen that.
With Tom Brady? Are you a football fan?
No, I'm not.
Okay, that's
Are
fine.
you?
Yes.
Really?
Love NFL.
Oh my gosh. You know what's so crazy? It's like everybody watches football but except me.
I'm actually surprised you don't watch football.
Yeah, a lot of people are surprised. And a lot of
Yeah.
people are surprised, like, they're like, you don't drink? I'm like, no. It's like, I don't do any of that.
My husband doesn't drink.
Oh, he doesn't?
He doesn't drink, he doesn't smoke, but he's car fanatic. So
What kind of car he got?
Right now, he has I don't know exactly what it is. It's a Kia, but it's extremely fast.
So he's like into like racing and stuff.
He's had a Porsche. He's had everything. He likes fast cars, let's just say.
Okay.
But it has to be quality.
I don't know anything about Kia, but is Kia like quality now?
The Kia,
It's probably the one that looks like a racing one, huh?
It does. It has like green calipers, a race.
Those things are probably fast as hell.
It's extremely fast. It is like ridiculously fast.
You know what's crazy is I'm not really into cars, and I don't like to drive fast.
And you don't like to drive fast. Okay.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work then. But I can appreciate a nice ass car.
Yeah.
Because
no,
a
he
car shows
appreciates a
you-
nice car, but
Yeah.
also like it's like fat. Obviously, speed, right? Speed, and then quality. He's a pilot, so engine, speed. You know. He
Well,
knows
yeah,
all that.
isn't he flying like 1,200 miles an hour or 900 miles an hour or something like that?
Yes.
So, December reports have came out. We sold, and this is just for resale homes, 1,518 homes, actually down 1%. New listings in December, 1,500, which is down 10.6%. So inventory is still low, believe it or not. All right, and
Is that so? When you see those numbers, is that consistent with the time? Yeah.
Isn't that kind of crazy? Well, this is actually based upon, like, if you look at the beginning of the year, right? So, I mean, I remember when we had, like, 6,000 homes and things were still moving and you were still paying your own closing costs and you would waive the appraisal and the inspection, right? And this is when rates are, like, at, 3.7, just under 4% and things are moving.
I mean, you're just lucky if your offer would be accepted. So it's like
Yeah.
waive anything you could possibly stomach.
Dude, I remember those days, which is kind of crazy. It's like as soon as you had a listing, as soon as they went on the market, it was gone.
20 average offers would be that the listing agent would receive is 20 to 30 offers. Yeah.
Now, I want to ask your predictions of 2024. And you really think home pricing will go up?
I don't think it'll go up tremendously, but I do think it will continue to go up.
Yeah.
I think we've, like you said, it was crazy that we're at 450, right? For the time frame, we jumped up really quick, but the interest rate obviously kind of held back some buyers, so it kind of kept the median a little bit, like, not increasing crazy out of control. I do think we'll have a steady increase, but I don't think we're just gonna go crazy yet. But I do expect multiple offers again, builders to pull back on a lot of the incentives that they were giving.
How much longer do you think we can self-sustain this? Because I ask all the agents this when they come on, the average household income is like 80,000. You have a home that's now at 450,000. As rates drop, home price keeps increasing, less inventory, high demand. When you have, low supply, high demand, you force pricing to go up. But how much more can price go up to the point where like people are just like, hey, enough is enough. Like, this is it.
I have this conversation all the time because like investors obviously want to know, like, if they purchase, is it going to continue to go up, or are they buying at the peak? Because we do know that the income, the local income right now, like the locals are not able to afford it. If they were to sell their current home with the rates that they would be at with the home price, they're paying tremendously more. So even if they could afford a down payment on a move up, they can't afford the payment. Yeah. So what's happening to me, what I'm seeing for what has continued the growth of my business is out of state, out of the country buyers. And so as long as these investors and buyers from out of state continue to keep picking up properties, then the home price is going to continue to rise. I mean, like Ascension alone, like we say $2 million, is it worth it? Like for me, no, like I wouldn't buy it.
That's like a $15,000 payment.
Yeah, but like Californians are just like, yes. Yeah. I have a check ready. How can I put the down payment? They're ready to go. I mean, they look at the product, they love it in comparison to what they're paying, knowing that they're going to not have state income tax, all the incentives of moving to Vegas. Like, they think it's a steal.
Okay, so let me ask you this. What would you say for the first-time home buyer that is just getting in, right? They starting a family, have a 1-year-old kid, and, they make $80,000, let's just say, and they want to get into a home. What would your advice be to them, and how would you start that process with them?
Well, we always start with getting them in touch with a lender, a good, reliable partner lender.
Why are you laughing?
I've been dealing with some crazy lenders.
Okay. Should we drop some names or no?
No.
No, okay.
But, and, walk them through how that looks like. I think right now for these buyers with so much social media, telling them all different stories, builders promoting it, all different numbers, 2.9%, whatever. Yeah. So it's like really outlining what their goals are, what do they really want to see happen, what kind of home they want to be in, and just really map out that, like what that looks like financially. And for me, I always kind of tell my buyers, like, you buy when you qualify. And we don't know what the future holds. It might even be more expensive. A lot of my buyers from a year, 2 years ago, they text me often. I'm so glad I bought when you told me to buy, because now they saw that they have equity. They see that interest rate increased. They wouldn't even be able to afford the house that they're in. Yeah. So they're very grateful that I encouraged them to buy when they were able to.
Let me ask you this. The home that you live in right now, would you actually sell that home and upgrade your home?
So I actually have thoughts about that. So there's equity. We have probably over $200,000-300,000.
Damn. When did you buy? 1985?
No.
You're like, no? It's like, ugh, that's so old. You got a Woodside Homes, which is, I think they built around 2000, I'm going to say 18, right?
19, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I bought it for $400.
Back then I was like, damn, this is expensive, but I'll pay anything right now for a home like that for $400,000.
Yeah, $400,000. I had them pay off my SIDS.
Hey, yeah, you negotiated. How much was the SIDS? Like 16 grand?
It was quite a bit, and just get it out of the way. Because in a way, they're like, okay, we'll give it to you versus slashing the price. And sometimes that's smart because you don't want to take down the home price too much. causes
Yeah.
issues with other homes being appraised while they're trying to sell as well.
Yeah.
So no one knows on the back end they gave me that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
What is SIDS and LIDS?
special improvement development.
Yeah, and local improvement district. You put me on the spot. I put you on the spot. Nah, we just messing around. But yeah, on a serious note, so you were considering selling your home and buying another home, right?
Well, we always
Or you
think
just
of
talked
move
about it?
up, but like not only would the house have to make sense, location, like you said,
Yeah.
you know, there's so many beautiful homes everywhere,
Yeah, I
right? You want to
know.
be, but you think about it, you really need or want to be in the central Vegas. So ideally, if I move, I would have to love that location, not just the house or the pavement. Have to love the location more than where I'm at, and I really love the location.
I think that's what a lot of people miss too as well. It's like they get so infatuated with the house, but you know, when you're shopping for a home, you're not only buying the home, you're buying the neighborhood, the community, the master plan, also where your kids go to school, where you go grocery shopping, where your commute is, how long you commute. And I think a lot of people need to really take a look at all that stuff.
At the bottom line, real estate, they always say location, location, location. And
But
I think that's what's important for me right now. If I were to move, it would have to be the most ideal location.
Yeah.
And right now, it's convenient for me to take my daughter to school every day. That's a morning drop off, pick up, you know, so that have to be in consideration. And I need to be close to Costco.
Costco, like the one over here.
St. Rose?
Yeah, St. Rose.
It's like 5 minutes from me now.
Every once in a while, I like to go to Costco's, but you know, I walk around like I'm gonna go buy something, but just like the Gallivant. But when I'm in there, I'm like, I'll buy this. Next thing you know, I'm like, a bag of peanuts, $38 for like a bucket. I'm like, oh, you know, it's still a good deal. But then as soon as I go to the line, I'm like, I'm just gonna put this down right here and just leave. Like, I don't even know how you stand in that line. That
It's
line
not
is,
that long. So the trick is you go like 30, 40 minutes before closing.
oh, is that what it is?
It's not busy by then.
So do you get all your groceries there?
Not all, but we have a list, a common
Okay.
list like water, you know, home goods. Stuff,
Okay.
Yeah.
Like the bigger stuff then. And I know
Kleenex,
that
paper towel.
where you live over there, Southern Highlands, where's the closest grocery store?
There's Smith.
Yeah. You ever go over there?
I don't like it too much.
Oh, really? I like that Smith. Every
Do
time
you?
yeah, it feels like a shopping center.
It is a shopping center. There's
Like it's
Mama
just not
Bird?
like you, for me, it doesn't feel like your standard grocery store because it is the Smith Marketplace, right? Is that what it is? Or am I wrong? Because I went to one out there in Sky Canyon. They literally like sell like clothes and everything.
Oh, I bet the one in Sky Canyon is. Yeah.
It was like a mini, like it was like a Walmart.
Yeah.
But I mean, they
That
didn't have
doesn't
like
surprise
yeah,
me.
it didn't have like TVs or anything like that. But I walked in, I was like, wow, I feel like I could be here. This is pretty cool.
What's your thoughts on Cadence?
Cadence, if you cannot,
I like how you start that.
let me backtrack a little bit. If you're on a budget, okay, Cadence is great. But for me, the value play if I had to be in Henderson would probably be Inspirada.
Okay.
If I had kids, I love the community. I love the atmosphere. They want you to go outside. You know, they have like these theme parks for the kids. You know, you got basketball, football. I mean, they got all that stuff, right? It's a community. When I go out to Cadence, the problem with Cadence is it's great when you're in the master plan community, but number one is where do you go shopping? Okay. And what I realize is housing is really segregated based upon income level. Okay. And what I mean by that is the less money you make, the more impoverished areas you live in, correct? Because you can't afford a nicer house. And that's just how it is. And I realized that you have a nice master plan community, but then across the street, you have homes that were built in the early 40s. And, you know, it's not a master plan. And there's no HOAs. So it's like, for me, the drive to go there, then like there's certain like shopping centers. When I go, like my wife, she doesn't feel safe, right? It's just like when you go to SUMMERLIN, let's just be real. You pay more, but the atmosphere, the environment is completely different because now you're hanging out with a crowd that has more money, right? And when it's like that, you have like less crime and less violence. And that's just my personal opinion. So that's what my thoughts are. Now, would I buy a home out there? Yeah, because when I grew up, I mean, that's like a 5-star hotel for me. But my wife is like, nah, this ain't for us. But I don't have a problem living there. What's your thoughts? Sell it.
Sell it.
Sell it. Go ahead, sell it.
No, they have, what I enjoy about looking at, new home communities is how the floor plan changes, right? Like our lifestyle changes with the time. So more people work from home, and you see floor plans now incorporating like an office, a den dedicated, and so like you can see as the need of the home room space changes, so do these floor plans. So Cadence, newer community, has some beautiful floor plans, just like Sky Canyon. So some of my clients have pointed that out, like, hey, I really like that floor plan there. Is there something like that in the South? And it's like, no, because the South, most of the communities are developed and they're a little bit different, right? The floor plan is different. So they are attracted to Cadence. Now, a flaw I noticed was, like, we visited Toll Brothers in Cadence. Beautiful floor plan, beautiful everything, right? The upgrades. But I did not like that it was not in any type of gated community.
Yeah.
So like exactly what you touched on is the house right behind, which is sharing the same road, is far less priced. In value. So like you don't really, even though you're paying significantly more, you don't feel like you're in a significantly different neighborhood.
Yeah, it felt like they shouldn't even build those homes there in that community, honestly.
That's kind of like exactly what you're saying is the thought process I had as I'm walking through that community.
Now, there is a product that I would buy out there. It's by D.R. Horton. It's the one with the casita, right? And I think it's like 3,800 square feet. I forget the name of the community, but I think they're pretty much already all sold out, or there's a list. Sales agent over there, her name is Farah. She's really good. We've done a couple deals over there already, but it's a little bit more east of Cadence, right? But it is part of the Cadence master plan community. But what they did was they bought over like 100-something acres, and it was a part of Cadence, and they have their own parks and stuff like that, and it's right next to the bird sanctuary, which is, I don't know if that's a sanctuary, but they say it's a sanctuary. Have you gone over there?
I've heard that too.
That shit look like a mosh pit or something. I'm like, sanctuary? This don't look like no sanctuary. But I mean, it's pretty cool because they have like tennis courts and all that stuff. But it's a whole brand new development that they've, build like duplexes. They've got like single-story homes. The next gen, like we talked about. They have like every footprint for every single family out there, but it's already too late to buy out there. All right, like if I was gonna buy out there, I would have bought out there when the pricing was at at the $530,000. Now it's like at $800,000. But I mean that would have been a great deal at $530,000, $560,000 for 3,800 square feet home. I mean that's a killer price. But the problem is that you would have to buy, hold, and wait. And there are a lot of people that are willing to do that. But that's not me.
I mean, the product of like a next gen, multi-gen, or casita, those are extremely popular. They're rare.
Those are like unicorn properties.
It is. It's very desirable. Everyone wants that type of floor plan.
And what was crazy is I literally had a client on Sunday. He sent me a text and he's like, "Hey, I don't know if you remember who I am, but I had him saved into my phone, so I knew who it was, right?" And he was like, "Hey, I'm thinking about getting back into the marketplace. And I want to get a single-story home. It's got to be modern, and it has to have a next-gen with a strip view." I was like, "Okay, what's your budget?" He goes, $2 million. I'm like, damn, $2 million? I ain't gonna get shit for $2 million. I'm looking at shit myself for $2 million. I can't even find anything, right? And I already know like this ain't gonna work. So I was like, "Hey, where you want to buy?" Blah blah blah. He's like, "Up in Summerlin." I'm like, "Oh, you're making this even harder with a strip view, all right?" So this is where I talk about earlier where, knowing people in the industry. And he's like, "Hey, I'm reaching out to you because I know you can make this happen." So I was like, "Okay, tell me more what you want, blah, blah, blah." He's like, "Modern elevation." So I was like, "Wait, I think I may have one." So I called my guy Billy from Lennar. And, I think it's, what's the name of that community called? Anchor or something? Anchorage or something? Up in Summerlin, those modern homes. They're like all single stories with like next gens. You know what I'm talking about? I forget the name of the community, so I do apologize. So
It's not 55 plus though. Right?
No. So I call him up. I was like, hey man, are those models for sale yet? He goes, you ain't gonna believe this. I'm sitting in the model right now. It's called the Theodore, and I did a full video home tour. And he's like, the client that was supposed to buy this backed out. Didn't show up. I said, hold on. Call up the client real quick
And hold it.
Hold this. Okay? I said, look, this is a one-time opportunity. And I understand that this sounds like a sales pitch. But I can tell you, this is a unicorn property. Once you see this, we got to pull the trigger. He's like, okay. So I set up the appointment the very next day. As soon as we walked in, he goes, I'll take it. Because why? We walked in, it was a single story home. It was about 3,000 square feet, right? It had the next gen suite with the living room, full kitchen, blah, blah, blah. And basically you had the sliders literally opens up. You see the whole Las Vegas Strip, like 360 degrees for $2 million. Now they wanted more money, but I had to negotiate it, but we got it done. And I was able to negotiate because it was the relationship I had with that agent. But the agent already knows, and he always kind of like makes jokes like, oh, fuck, I got to deal with Chakits again. And he literally said this in front of the client because he's telling the client, like, I already know how this goes. With Chakits, he's going to ask for a price reduction like crazy. And we laughed about it and jumped on the phone. Sales manager, we locked it up, and boom, wired the money, and we're set to close.
Congrats.
So I was like, yes.
That's how it's done.
But it was weird because it was like all the moon and the stars lined up, right? And plus, you have to know the right agent because there's a lot of off-market properties, because I could run across a property or have a conversation with somebody and they know that I'm in sales and they're like, hey, I have a property that I'm thinking about selling, but I don't want it to be on the open market. So now I remember that property, and what happens is you're the guy that really connects the pieces, right? And there's your offer value as an agent. And what's great about this is it's literally an off-market deal. It's like not even on the MLS. Nobody doesn't even know about it, right? And this was actually their model home, but we were able to like boom slide you in, so it worked out. But anyway,
love that. You didn't want it?
No, because I'm trying to make money, not spend money. Trust me, there's times where I'm just like, you know what, just forget it. I'm just gonna go all in. Like, I'm gonna buy a house, and next thing you know, it'd be broke. I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I can't, because I love my lifestyle. Like, we don't have any payments, and basically everything we make is just fun money. Like, we don't have a mortgage. We don't pay anything. You know what I mean? So.
Must be nice.
Well, it took me a while to get here. It wasn't like it was yesterday. So it's like we like, I always tell my audience this, like we have a mortgage, but my mortgage is like less than like $980, I think now. And I have another property that I own free and clear that pays for that. And basically I don't have any bills. Only my carrying cost is this whole business that I'm running. So basically what we do is just, we just enjoy life. And I'm one of those guys where like, yo, babe, we got to go. Where are we going? I don't know. We're leaving. And I like to be nimble. Like, I want to move quick. I don't want to be tied down.
So I have a property that I'm fixing it up.
Rehab? You doing a rehab to it? Like a flip property?
I don't want to flip. I don't know. So let me ask you this.
Okay.
It's probably worth at least 600.
Oh, I like that. That's a sweet spot. Okay.
Mortgage is 1,800.
That's very low.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
What would you do?
What do you mean? What I would do? Is that what you have right now?
Yeah.
Well, the first thing
would you rent it or would you sell it?
Well, I would actually run the numbers, and this is a very good question. Okay. The question is, when you sell that home, how much equity will you have on that?
300.
How much will you be paying taxes on it?
I'm not sure yet.
Let's just say 25%, so that's 75. So now you're walking away $225,000. Mm-hmm. So the question to you is that with the $225,000 that you have, let's say if you sold it.
Net.
Now, how much is your mortgage?
1,800.
1,800. How much can you rent it out for?
I'm pushing 2,800.
2,800. So you make 1,000. So you make $12,000 a year on that property, right? So now let's just say 225,000 divided by $12,000, because that's what you make. It would take you 18 years, right? Just to make 225,000. Is it really worth it? At this age, you have to look at yourself, and this is what I did with one of my investment properties, right? Same situation. I could take that $225,000 and redeploy it and go make more money faster versus trying to hold on to the property for rent for the next 18.7 years just to get that $225,000.
But do you think there's room for it to increase?
With the equity? There's always room because the market fluctuates ups and downs. So everything I look at is just based upon calculated math and depending on your situation and what you're trying to accomplish. And what I realize in business, all we have is time and money. So the whole goal is to make as much money as you can with a certain amount of time that we have. And what you do with your leverage by leveraging out the money to go make more money. Do you see what I'm saying? So that's how I play the game. So if you're saying, hey, in this case, take this money to go buy another home, then the answer is probably not. Like if you were trying to go find somewhere you live, you would have to justify that. And this would be more of an emotional buy. Then I would say probably no. You would have to do the math on it because now you only make $225,000 depending on the home that you're going to buy. How much is that home going to cost, and how much is your current mortgage is? If it's like $300 more, but you have the home that you want closer to the schools, right? It's a better life for you, and that's everything you want. Now that becomes an emotional buy. Then I would say yes, go for it. And if you need an agent, I can help you negotiate that deal. Okay, even on the sell side. Okay. But no, from an investment standpoint of view, for me, I would cash out of that, let it go, and I could redeploy 225,000, and I could double up that money a lot faster than 18 years. Because you just don't know where the market is going to swing. Because let's say if I was from an investor standpoint of view, if the market tanks 3 years from now, you lost all that equity and you only made like what, $24,000. Now you can only play with 24,000. Now there are some properties that I would hold, like the one that I have. Reason why I hold that one is because I own it free and clear, but it's paying for my mortgage. It doesn't make sense to absorb that, right? But I had like 7 other properties that, hey, we're going to liquidate this because now's the time, because now I can reposition. Because in cyclical markets that go up and down, you have to have cash reserves. Because there's going to be a time where there's an opportunity, and when that opportunity is, you better have that capital to deploy that money. Because you may have a opportunity, but you don't have that money to deploy, then you're kind of screwed. So that's where I'm at now. I'm going cash heavy, and I'm just waiting for that opportunity. Now, when I say the opportunity, it doesn't mean the opportunity for the market to crash. It just means an opportunity that comes across my table.
Sure.
Because there's times where people are like, hey, I want to sell this property, and I know I can make a profit. And if it's worth the time and the effort, then yes, we'll pull the trigger. Because again, now you're just stacking your money again, right? And there's going to be times where, hey, you know what? This property is yielding me a 24% return, cash on cash return. This is a great investment for a buy and hold, okay? But it may only be good for a certain amount of years because now it comes down to location. Same thing when I had my other house, this yellow house in 89101, which is the downtown area. These homes were built in, 1960s, right? And I already forced the appreciation up when I only bought it for like $60,000. Now it was worth $320,000. I sold it for $320,000 because I know you can't get any more for that, because at $320,000, you might as well take that money, go buy something else. Not only that, it's such an old area. What happens now with housing, especially here, it's trendy. Like if you look at Green Valley was like the shit. Like if you lived on Sunset, like, yo, you live in Sunset? Like literally on Sunset? Like, yeah, I live on Sunset in Green Valley. Like, oh, that's baller status. Now it's like, bro, that's old. You old. Right? Like your windows got like frost in them. Like you got holes in your window, dude. There's gaps in it. The seal has been broken. That's just no good already. We got to replace those.
We got to move you.
Exactly. Do you see what I'm saying? And trends moves. Like now everything's like in the Southwest, the Summerlin, you know, the Inspirada area. And that's what happens. And eventually homes will get outdated and people are going to migrate to a different home because it's a whole different style in the trend. Like right now, everybody loves that mid-century modern straight lines. But watch, you're going to see eventually it's just going to go out of style. Like, yo, that's that old home.
I mean, like, so Vegas, majority have HOA or, you know, common for the newer homes especially. But in Californians that I know are looking for no HOA. Yeah. And it's a little hard, you know.
All right, well, that's 5% of the market. So now you got to pick.
Exactly.
So, I mean, the question is, you know, there are pros and cons to HOAs. Of course. I love HOAs. Me too. But I don't like when they're on my ass.
Or when you get those letters, notice it.
Man, get the hell out of this bullshit. No, I mean, that's a little bit like
but they're there for a purpose. And obviously, they're the only way that's going to keep your neighbors intact and to make sure the market and, you know, everyone keeps orderly and hopefully maintain the value of your home.
Now, there are some communities here that don't have an HOA that I've gone to, and clients that ask me, hey, is this an HOA? Before looking at the MLS sheet, I'm like, yeah, it's in an HOA. Then I check the MLS sheet like, oh, no, it ain't HOA. Because that's how clean it is, right?
No, there are, for sure. Yeah. But like you said, it's such a small percentage. You know, it's a little bit challenging.
Now, there are some communities I go to. I'm trying to sell a home, and this guy working on his truck on the grass, parked with like lifts. I'm like, oh, this shit ain't going to go well. Well, let's just move on to the next home. I don't think this is going to be for you.
It's happened to me a few times. Like, you drive on, they'll text me, and they're like, we can pass on this. Yeah. And they haven't even parked to go look at the house.
It's like, yeah, we good. Let's just stick with HOAs.
So I also tip, like, you know, we show homes every day. But then again, like some days when we know this community got trash day. Yeah. And all the bins are out, gets busy.
Yeah, don't mind that. You're good.
Yeah. Or avoid that day. Or avoid that, you know, going to show that day because that way you don't see all that traffic and all that mess, congestion.
And I think trash day, for me, is only once a week. What about you guys? Is it once a week?
Once a week, Saturday.
Okay, I thought they used to come twice a week. Am I tripping? Oh, you know what it is? Every other week is the recycling.
No, recycle is every week, but it's bulk that's every other week.
Oh, is it bulk? You know, I don't even take out the trash. I don't even know. I'm lying.
Obviously, you have no trash.
Yeah. I'm making that shit up. I don't even know.
Bulk is every other week.
Oh, bulk is every other week. Okay. Well, I mean, it is getting a little bit late, and it's getting hot and sweaty up in here. Now, I'm definitely going to need a bar of soap because I'm, like, sweating. And I got my bowling tonight, too, as well.
Good.
Okay. So, if somebody wants to buy a home today, how do we get a hold of you?
Are you going to throw my contact up in there?
Right there. Right there. I will do that too.
My handle, social media handle, Search View Vegas.
Search View Vegas.
Yes. And call me, 702-513-3996.
Yes.
I think my number is easier than your number.
Oh, is it?
It is. I looked at your number.
Okay. Is that actually the best way to get a hold of you through the social media? Because you do a lot of that stuff, right? On Instagram?
Not as much as you.
No.
You are goals.
No, I think you do a lot because you got a lot of followers too. Don't you? Or am I tripping? I could have swore you had a lot of followers.
You have a lot of followers.
No, because you do some crazy posts. I don't even post. I just have somebody post it for me.
You don't take out the trash. You don't post your own.
Yeah, but my carrying cost is a lot of money. You wouldn't believe how much I pay every single month to run this thing.
I do everything. When you call me, I will be the one that answers, and I will be the one hand-holding, doing the showings, negotiating, and handing keys to your home directly.
Okay. Yeah, I do that too. All right, Jennifer, thank you so much. I do appreciate you coming on out here.
I really always have a great time being here and love seeing you.
I do appreciate the bottle too as well. And hopefully next time we do some sort of deal together, we can finish it together, okay?
Yeah, love that.
All right, see, that's how we do it, guys. It's a wrap.
Thank you.
And this is what we're going to do. We're going to play some exit music.